How's it going, everybody? And welcome to the 500th video on my channel. I hope you've enjoyed this journey as much as I have. And as part of this journey, what I want to do to celebrate the 500th episode of on this channel is I'm going to give you the opportunity to choose what LP I'm going to do after I finish Chrono Trigger. Now you might ask, but Josh, Shining Force 2 is the one that's close to finishing. Why are we not picking what's coming after that? Because if everything goes off as planned, Shining Force 2 is going to be followed, finally at long last, by Earthsiege 2. I figured out how to get it running. I just need to get the software that I need in order to finish getting it running. But once that's up and going, Earthsiege 2 will be starting after Shining Force 2. So, to follow Chrono Trigger, I have narrowed it down to a list of 6 possible games. Option number 1, and I'll list these options in the description of the video so that you have the opportunity to see the titles. Option number 1 is a game called Transistor. I've only played a little bit into it, and what I've played so far I have enjoyed immensely. It is a indie game made by the same people who made the game Bastion, which was just a phenomenal game that I played to death when it came out. Great music, great atmosphere, great story so far from what I've seen. It should be a lot of fun to do an LP of. The next is a recently finished fan-translated NES RPG called Lagrange Pointe. I don't know a whole lot about it, except for that it's a sci-fi setting with a little bit of post-apocalyptic to it. Apparently, it used a very special sound chip on the NES that no other game used, that gives it a very distinct bit of audio sound when it comes to the NES library. So, Lagrange Pointe is your second option. Your third is to fill in the missing gap, and I will play through Phantasy Star III. Phantasy Star III I skipped when I was playing through the main series because it's a side story. It ties into the main story of Phantasy Star 1, 2, and 4, but it kind of is an in-between. So I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil the surprises that come in the game. It's looked down on by a lot of people because of how much of a side story it is. But I think it's a really neat game, so that's an interesting one. From there, we have Ys, Book 5, Kefin, the Lost City of Sand. Another game I've yet to play. In fact, it's the only entry in the Ys franchise that I've not played in some form or another. Again, it's another one that's recently been finished being fan-translated within the last 6 months or so. And it would continue our journey as far as the Ys storyline goes. So, Ys 5, Kefin, the Lost City of Sand. Next is a Super Nintendo RPG by Square that never came to America. This would be another fan-translated game for me, called Treasure of the Rudras. This is another one. I don't know a whole lot about it, but the thing that makes it sound really interesting, and the thing that I think would make it really fun as far as an LP goes, is you have the option to basically make your own spells and name them yourself. And I thought that was something we could have a lot of fun with here in the channel. So, Treasure of the Rudras, a SNES RPG, one of the last Super Nintendo RPGs made by Square Enix. It was either this or Chrono Trigger that was the last ones they made. And then finally, one of the great masterpieces of its time, Final Fantasy VI. One of the greatest stories, one of the greatest villains that Square Enix has ever made, well, then Squaresoft has ever designed. And in my opinion, the greatest Final Fantasy game in the franchise. So, Final Fantasy VI, with its wonderful storytelling and characters, is your final option as far as what we're going to play when Chrono Trigger comes to an end. So I'm going to wrap this one up here. Again, thank you so much for the likes, for the favorites, for the comments, your feedback, and just for tuning in and watching my videos. I hope you continue to enjoy them as we continue to push forward. And we will see you again soon in the next episodes. Remember, comment below. Shining Force 2 coming close to its ending. Chrono Trigger well underway. Earthsiege 2 coming. And one of these 6 games I just listed coming based off of your decisions. Thanks again for your support, and I'll talk to you all later.